I listened. Throughout my life, I learned to be very unsure of myself and then became very sure of myself, very confident of myself, back down to very unsure of myself until I have what I believe is a happy medium, a happy center. And I've noticed that this happened because where I'm from, we are taught to think of the group. We are taught to think of one another. When I got here to the US, we are taught to believe in ourselves and to be ourselves and to be, you don't need anybody else. You can do everything by yourself. This is the type of mentality that we share here in the US. Now, I'm not saying this is not valuable. Of course it's valuable. It teaches you to be self-reliant and confident about yourself. But it can also teach you to go to the extreme. The extreme that I'm talking about is the egocentric, the oh look I did this, oh look I did that, the flashy, the wearing a Rolex when I made my first 100,000, I don't know. All of these things, all these flashy moments like a peacock type of thing, showing yourself off and being way too sure of yourself is detrimental. Is detrimental not only for you, it's detrimental for your relationships that you have, for your friends. So that's one side of the spectrum. But what happens when you are the complete opposite? What happens when you are so unsure of yourself that you doubt your worth? That you doubt that you're even worth celebrating, even worth being happy? It happened to me. It's not a pretty place to be in. There is a happy medium, a center point that one can find. You can be sure of yourself, but you can also be humble enough to know when you're wrong. You can be unsure of yourself, but at the same time know when you're right and know when you're wrong. It's not easy to find, but it is possible. It exists. The problem is that most of us tend to lean to one side or the other, and me particularly, I tend to lean towards the I'm not worth it. Of course, this is an exaggeration. I'm speaking of exaggerations, but I'm somewhere in that area of the scale. I used to find myself very sure of everything that I would say, but nowadays it's become more difficult. And so when I do something that I know was great, I don't celebrate it. I don't think that I should celebrate it because I might come off as arrogant and self-assured and egoistic, with a huge ego, in other words. And I don't want that. I don't want that, not from fear of what other people will think of me, but because of what it'll do to me personally. On an Instagram post that I posted on my birthday, I say, celebrate yourself. You are worth it. What I mean by that is not look at me and make a lot of noise so that other people can see that you're celebrating yourself and how great you are, but rather celebrate for yourself who you are. Know what you're worth. Know that you're worth so much. Consider this a challenge for you, who's watching this video right now. Think of all those things that you don't like celebrating about yourself. Do you like something basic? Do you like celebrating your birthday? Do you like celebrating the fact that you were born, that you are here in this planet, that you can change it? We used to say, when I worked with the church, we used to say that when you make a retreat and you change the life of one person, or one person understands the message of the retreat, then the whole retreat was worth it. Maybe that's you. You see, you change the world personally. And by personally, I mean one-on-one. You've seen people on social media, I'm sure, that have a huge following and they say something and everybody believes it. But that's not really changing the world. That's just pretense. That's just altering reality for a few short seconds. But you change the world by touching someone's life, by loving someone. And you're here and you're human. You have the capability. You want to change the world? Start by changing your world and celebrating yourself. Then we can talk about changing someone else's.